Hey, it's your girl, your favorite paralegal, aka Cassandra Lynn, and welcome to Legal Doc Talk 24/7. Hey, you guys, so we are going to tap into the Viacom versus Zeus Network lawsuit. If you are not aware, Viacom ended up suing Lemmy and Zeus Network for copying Nick Cannon's Wild 'N Out. And I knew this was going to come when I seen they put out that Bad versus Wild or whatever. I don't know what Nick Cannon was thinking. Maybe it was just a money move. I don't know, but I don't think that it was a good idea. But I'm definitely going to keep up with this one to see how this one is going to play out. But the crazy part is Viacom ended up filing this lawsuit on February 3rd, and it is in the same court. The Southern District of New York, the same judge that's actually handling Diddy's criminal case. Yeah, that's what I said. Judge Subterranean. That is the judge for this court. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to play out. But without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at this complaint to see exactly what they are being sued for. So as of right now, it's just Viacom versus Zeus Networks. They haven't added anybody else to it, but I am sure that eventually more people might be amended into this complaint. But as of right now, Viacom brings this action against Zeus Networks. It's knowing, willful, and flagrant violations of Viacom's long-standing intellectual property rights in Wild 'N Out, a television show that has received critical acclaim and cultural significance in nearly 2 decades of airing. I love Wild 'N Out. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think what Lemmy is trying to do is he's just trying to take over. He's creating a monopoly. He's just trying to take over everything. So I Zeus Network, in my opinion, already has a bad reputation because everybody relates Zeus Network to fighting, and I don't think that is a good image for your brand if you are trying to branch out of other areas. But once again, like I said before, the Wild Out is it's been out for 2 decades, and for Lemmy to sit here to try to come out, I mean, it's nothing wrong with coming out with your own shows, but when you have too many similarities, that's questionable. And I'm assuming that is why Viacom has filed this lawsuit, because it's better for a judge to sit here and look to see if there are any similarities and if there were any violations of intellectual property. Um, Without any authorization from Viacom, Zeus developed, produced, and distributed an unlawful copy of Viacom's iconic show Wild 'N Out called Bad vs. Wild. Zeus copying goes far beyond mere imitation, and it's a wholesome appropriation of Viacom's intellectual property, including the show's format, creative and design elements, and even its host, Nick Cannon. Who, Lord. In an era where original content is at a premium, Zeus has chosen a path at least resistance, stealing the fruits of Viacom's goodwill and decades of labor and innovation and pawning it off its own original idea for its own financial gain. Substantial similarity is an understatement here. Bad vs. Wild does not just take inspiration from the creative elements of Wild 'N Out, it uses each and every one of those elements in the same manner in which they are used in the production of Wild 'N Out. No reasonable person could watch an episode of Bad vs. Wild and observe the total concept and feel of the show to be different in any material way from that of Wild 'N Out. The inescapable conclusion is that Zeus intentionally copied elements of Wild 'N Out in developing Bad vs. Wild, knowing that those acts constituted infringement of Viacom's copyrights. Zeus' collaboration with Mr. Cannon, the longtime host and face of Wild 'N Out, in developing Bad vs. Wild, further cements the conclusion that Bad vs. Wild intentionally ripped off Wild 'N Out to profit off its creative elements without having to do work of creating original content itself. Not only Zeus blatantly copied the creative expression of Wild 'N Out, but it has gone even further by ripping off Viacom's distinctive registered trademarks. The Wild 'N Out trademarks includes its logo and set design have become remarkably distinctive due to many years of Viacom's. Uh, Viacom has spent developing, producing, marketing, and airing new episodes. The significant resources Viacom invested in the show resulted in widespread recognition, making the Wild 'N Out trademarks inseparable from the Viacom brand in the minds of consumers. Zeus knows that, and instead of investing the time and resources to earn its own recognition and goodwill, it simply chose to use what Viacom has already created by mimicking the Wild 'N Out logo and set design to encourage the false affiliation with Viacom and its creative property. You know what? I'm gonna pull up Bad versus Wild. I didn't even think to pull up the logo to even see. Oh, I see what he means. Hold on, let's swap screens and y'all be the judge. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? All right. So, I don't know. I don't know. That seems fairly similar. Fairly similar. Not, it's yeah, this is going to be a tough one. Let me see. The level of copying in Bad versus Wild is so extreme that it has already led to widespread public confusion. Consumers misled by Zeus' deceptive marketing actually believed Bad versus Wild is affiliated with or endorsed by Viacom and Wild 'N Out. I'm not gonna lie, I could have sworn they had some type of partnership. I could have sworn. I'm like, Nick Cannon's the host. Oh, I was like, okay, he doing something with that's pretty cool. Hmm. This confusion is no accident. It is intended result of Zeus's deliberate strategy to piggyback on the success and goodwill of Wild 'N Out. Zeus itself fuels the confusion by deliberately linking Bad versus Wild with Wild 'N Out in its marketing, even describing Bad versus Wild on his website as what happens when Zeus combines the Wild 'N Out on steroids. Ooh. But Zeus's transgressions don't stop at mere copying and brand appropriation. Bad versus Wild takes the stolen format of Wild 'N Out and twisted it to something offensive and inappropriate. I knew it was going to come to that. Bad versus Wild, while cosplaying as Wild 'N Out, substitute or a successor, features competitions based on harmful stereotypes and offensive content. A stark departure from the good natured humor of Wild 'N Out. This not only tarnishes the reputation of Wild 'N Out, but also risk causing lasting damage to Viacom's brand and the goodwill has cultivated over decades of hard work. Given the confusion as to Viacom's affiliation with Bad vs. Wild, it is likely that some consumers will attribute this offensive and inappropriate content to Viacom, doing lasting damage to its brand. I believe so. I agree. The potential damage to Viacom and Wild 'N Out cannot be overstated. Beyond the immediate financial implications, this blatant copying and association with offensive content threatened to erode 2 decades of Viacom's carefully built reputation and goodwill. It is an attack not just on Viacom's intellectual property, but on its very brand identity. Through this action, Viacom seeks to put an end to Zeus' unlawful and unethical conduct and to protect this valuable intellectual property. Baby, let's see. For over 100 years, the Viacom family of companies have been pioneers in the entertainment industry, producing and distributing acclaimed films, television shows, and live events for audiences all over the world. Cultivatively, Paramount's family of networks reaches 2.8 billion subscribers across 174 countries. Wildin' Out is an iconic improvisational competition show hosted by Nick Cannon, where teams comprised of main cast as well as celebrity guest stars compete in creative challenges, blending comedy and hip hop to win the championship belt. The first season aired on MTV in 2005 and proved an immediate hit. It has been on air for 21 seasons and is one of the longest running sketch comedy shows in television history. And it is. It really is. The show has secured multiple awards and nominations, including the NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Reality Program, Reality Competition, or Game Show Series, with the show won in 2022 and 2024, and the MTV Movie Plus TV Award for Best Host, which the show won in 2019. Wildin' Out has become well known and receives critical praise due to its distinctive comedy and variety show premise that blends and arranges several creative elements to create a unique entertainment experience, which those elements include improvisational comedy. The core of Wildin' Out is its improvisational comedy format where cast members and guest stars engage in spontaneous comedic competitions and games, often involving quick wit and humor, showcasing the performer's ability to think on their feet. And that's why I love the show. I love to see that. Not fighting. Nick Cannon has been the show's host since its inception, becoming synonymous with the show's brand and appeal. Hip hop and music integration. Music plays a significant role in the show, with many segments incorporating freestyle rap battles and musical performances. The show features a live DJ, Derek Batiste, professionally known as DJ Direct, and integrates hip hop culture deeply into its format. Celebrity guests. Each episode of the show features celebrity guest appearance, ranging from musicians, and actors to social media influencers and athletes. The guests participate in the games and add star power to the show, attracting a diverse audience. I'm not gonna lie. I watched I don't even think I even watched any. I don't know what it was. I think I watched clips. And same here. Nick Cannon was the host. I don't even know if they played any games. All I saw was fighting. I did see that they had, musician perform, same thing that Wild 'N Out does. Team-based competitions. The show is structured around team-based competitions. Red squad, black squad, old school, new school, to create a dynamic and competitive atmosphere with teams competing in various comedic and musical challenges for the Wild 'N Out Comedy Championship belt. Audience interaction and scoring. The show is filmed in front of a live television audience whose reactions and participation are integral to the show's energy and tone. Excuse me, I'm so sorry, y'all. Points are awarded to the teams by direct, the Wild and Out Goddesses, and through audience applause, allowing the audience to play a role in determining the winners of the game. Theme seasons and episodes. Each season of the show introduces new themes and creative elements. For example, season 21 features old school versus new school showdown, highlighting the clash of collaboration between veteran cast members and new comedic talents. Visual and graphic elements. The show employs vibrant and visual and graphic elements, including unique opening sequences and thematic graphic packages for each season, contributing to the show's distinctive look and feel. While and Out has distinctive visual elements, including a specific stage setup designed to facilitate the show's unique format, a recognizable logo featuring the show's name in bold graffiti style type with the first two words while in appearing above the word out. The text is the same color with each outline in one or more contrasting colors, creating a striking visual. Consistent color schemes and visual motifs used throughout the show and promotional material. Mood, place, and tone. The show is known for its particular mood, pace, and tone. I said place. Pace and tone, characterized by fast pace, witty humor, playful competition between teams, improvised content based on audience suggestions, and a blend of physical comedy and verbal wit. Variety of games and segments. The show includes a variety of recurring games and segments, such as Wild Style, Got Props, Let Me Holla, each with its own set of rules and comedic focus, designed to challenge the performer's creativity and improvisational skills. Yep, that's it. Overall, Wild 'N Out combines and arranges the foregoing elements of improvisational comedy, hip hop culture, celebrity participation, and audience interaction to create a vibrant, entertaining variety show that has remained popular across 21 seasons over nearly 2 decades. Wild 'N Out has become a cultural phenomenon, inspiring iconic catchphrases, pickup lines, and spin-off products. For example, in 2015, media outlet Complex published an article highlighting the 10 best punchlines in Wild 'N Out history and praising the show's wild style segments, which it describes an open-ended freestyle rap battle where Nick Cannon's team and his celebrity guest teams exchange their most savage disses over a beat from the show's resident maestro DJ The Wreck. I love that part. Cause when you have Chico and all them, DC, all of them. And if I was to ask you, what is I what how could I even say this? When you think about bad versus wild, all you think about is fighting. I mean, at least I do. When I think about Zeus Network, all I think is fighting. There's nothing iconic that comes from them other than fighting. That's not good. Numerous TikTok video recaps fan favorites pickup lines from the show Let Me Holla segment. Paramount sells official Wild 'N Out branded merchandise, including t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, jerseys, face masks, baseball caps, beanie hats, leggings, sweatpants, shorts, stickers, coffee mugs, do-rags, and blankets featuring the show's icon logo and catchphrases. Viacom is the sole owner of any and all copyrights in Wild 'N Out. Episodes of Wild 'N Out have been duly registered with the United States Copyright Office, and each was assigned a registration number. A list of hundreds of Wild 'N Out episodes and a corresponding certificate of copyright registration issued to Viacom is attached. Baby, every single episode, baby, every single episode has a registration number. Oh, By virtue of such registrations, Viacom has exclusive rights to reproduce, distribute, perform, display, and creative derivative works based on Wild 'N Out as provided under Title 17 of the United States Code, Section 106. Viacom's registration of each episode of Wild 'N Out was done in accordance with the provisions of Chapter 17, United States Code, Section 411A, which states that satisfying the statutory conditions precedent to the institution of this copyright infringement action. Viacom also owns numerous distinctive trademarks that have come to symbolize the show and its immediate recognizable aesthetics in the minds of consumers. So, WNO trademarks. On March 1st, 2019, Viacom applied to register the trademark Wild 'N Out as a word mark covering various entertainment services, including entertainment services in the nature of continuing program series featuring live action comedy and drama provided through cable television, broadcast television, internet, video on demand, and through other forms of transmission media, providing online information in the field of entertainment concerning television programs. On August 6, 2019, the United States Patent and Trademark Office issued a certificate of registration for Viacom's mark, Wild 'N Out, for the same services as U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. Viacom has continuously used this mark in connection with Wild 'N Out series dating back to at least as early as 2005. The Wildin' Out logo is similarly iconic, is registered trademark. They provide that. And they said they have been using that continuously for the past 2 decades. Look at this. They apply for this in connection with restaurant and bars, including restaurant carryout services. 2020, in connection with hats, beanies, so pretty much merch. They're valid. They're still full effect. They're incontestable pursuant to Title 15 of the United States Code, Section 1065. All right, let's see. The trademarks are famous and distinctive marks as those terms are used and have been continuously used and never abandoned. Viacom has expended substantial time, money, and other resources in advertising and promoting the WNO trademarks, and Viacom has been the subject of extensive unsolicited publicity, recognizing the trademarks as famous, iconic, and highly distinctive. So pretty much what they're saying, they everything, their trademark is on everything. Everything is registered from episodes to the logos on merches, restaurant dealings, all of that. All of that. Oh, now this is the part that I want to read. The background of defendant Zeus and the history of infringing conduct. This is gonna be interesting. Because I want to see how they going to describe Zeus Network. Because I bet it's about to be to a T, baby. Mm. Let me have to drink some water on that one. Zeus is an entertainment streaming platform founded in 2018, providing scripted and unscripted content with a focus on influencers. Oh no. Hold on. Baby, Lemmy about to be pissed. Lemmy is about to be pissed. He told y'all it ain't scripted now. Zeus is an entertainment streaming platform founded in 2018, provided scripted and unscripted content with a focus on influencers. The network has been plagued by criticism since its founding, starting with a notoriously bug ridden launch, ranging from technological dysfunction to basic error like misspelling Snoop Dogg's name on displaying incorrect timestamps for show durations. Yo, I'm so sorry. I'm trying not to laugh because I don't want to get to coughing. But wait, what? Hold on. Let me go to this. Let me go to this. Lord, what? Started off buggy but wants to be influencers. Y'all let me hold up. They said they spelled Snoop Dogg's name incorrectly. Hold up. Hold up. Let me see what they talk about. They said spelled Snoop Dogg's name. Hold up. I hope y'all put the right one in here. Wait. Your best life brought up a 404 error or worse. Basic errors like misspelling Snoop Dogg's name or displaying incorrect time sets or ooh. Oh, this a whole article on ooh. The Zeus deck was started off buggy, but once oh, so that was an article. Lord, that ain't good. Always got a spell check. Always got a spell check. All right, let's get back into this. Ooh, that's not good. More recently, Zeus has come under fire for its pervasive use of exploitative content towards Black people, though perpetrating negative tropes and stereotype images of Blackness, including over sexualizing and fetishizing Black women, often showcasing images of black women wearing sexually revealing clothing and dancing provocatively, and common instances of cast members being depicted as overly aggressive and violent. Commentators note that while watching the network, it is not uncommon for the exchange of explicitives and fighting to suddenly erupt between cast members on shows such as Bobby I Love You Purr or Krishan Rock and Blueface or Crazy in Love, or Baddies West or Baddies South. This is not the first time Zeus has tried to copy content for Viacom. Zeus has, on numerous occasions, attempted to rip off other Viacom television shows by airing, in violation of contractual obligations, talent working on other Viacom productions. Clearly, Zeus has a pattern and practice of disregarding the laws and norms of acceptable business practices to promote its network and ripping off the creative fruits of others. Viacom's labor and decades worth of goodwill is just the latest scheme. Zeus needs to be held accountable for such blatant disregard for the law. Mm. Zeus develops and produces Bad vs. Wild, intentionally infringing on Viacom's intellectual property. In November of 2023, plaintiff learned that defendant was producing and promoting a television program titled Bad vs. Wild. Give me 1 second. Bad vs. Wild blatantly copies numerous elements of Wild and Out, including name, logo, talent overlap. All right, so name is obvious. Bad versus Wild. Wild and Out, consisting of two single syllables, words separated by an abbreviated connector and sharing the word wild. The Bad versus Wild logo copies the look, typeface, and arrangement of the Wild and Out logo. Zeus enlists numerous individuals who were previously affiliated with production of Wild and Out, and in some cases are still working on Wild and Out. Oh, that's not good. The individuals include, but are not limited to, in association with Incredible Entertainment and local card for Incredible. The end of each episode of Wild 'N Out, Incredible is a production company owned by Nick Cannon, the host of Wild 'N Out. Mr. Cannon is also the executive producer of Wild 'N Out. Benjamin Sumter, who worked on Wild 'N Out Tour, is an executive producer. Mm. Now Evans, a Wild 'N Out executive producer, is the consulting producer for Bad versus Wild. Courtney Blesko, Lord Jesus. Look at this. Bad versus Wild also enlists the following talent from VH1, another network owned and operated by Viacom: Jocelyn Hernandez, Marilyn, Sukiana, Sydney Starr, Bobby Lights, Lovely Mimi, Sky, the Double Dose Twins. Golly! This is a continuation of Zeus' long history of attempting to copy Viacom's shows by hiring talent from various well-known Viacom shows in violation of numerous contractual obligations. Format. It uses the show it states that the show uses a nearly identical format to Wild 'N Out, copying the following: two-team head-to-head competitions with special guest team captains, live studio audience, Nick Cannon entering the stage after being announced and hypes up the crowd, individual teams introduced in the show opener and reintroduced to the live studio audience by Nick Cannon. Well, when the teams are invited on stage, both teams enter the side via a tunnel, with one team introduced before the other. What were they thinking? Oh my gosh. Both shows have 3 games in which player competes to gain points for each team plus an additional bonus round. Points are awarded or denied by DJ Booth. The DJ soundboard is used to punctuate words or denials or team points with ding or air sounds, respectively. Live musical performance at the end of each episode. Championship belt awarded to the winner, which looks similar to the Wild 'N Out belt. I have to go watch an episode. Wardrobe. As in several seasons of Wild 'N Out, the team appears on the left on Bad vs. Wild, wears black t-shirts and sweats, displaying the show name and color scheme, while the team appearing on the right also wears, well, not also, but side wears white. Oh, Jesus. Verbiage. Bad vs. Wild appropriates phrase used on Wild 'N Out. Both shows feature an audience chant of the name Bad vs. Wild, or Wild and Wilden at various points throughout the show. Both shows introduce Nick Cannon in the same way. Bad vs. Wild says, make some noise for the one, the only Nick Cannon. Wild 'N Out says, all right, y'all get up out your seats, put your hands in the air, make some noise for your host, Nick Cannon. The language used to interact with teams is similar in both. Bad vs. Wild, they said, let's get both teams to the stage. bad, bad side, step up. Wild side, step up. Wild 'N Out says, I need the new school to step up. I need the old school to step up. Lord Jesus. Both shows interact with the audience to determine the winner. So Bad vs. Wild, they state, we're going to leave it up to the audience. What do you think? Wait, who do you think won the first game? Make some noise for the Wild side one time. Make some noise for the Baddies one time. Wild 'N Out says, we got to hear from the crowd. Let's give it up for the new school. All right, y'all, let's give it up for the old school. Like Wild 'N Out, Bad vs. Wild makes specific references to the word wild. For example, it's time to get wild, and you know I like it wild, and it was wild, it was lit, y'all. You know, because they had like the people that were also producers on Wild 'N Out. I wonder if Libby go fire them, or I don't know what's gonna happen, because y'all did not do y'all didn't brainstorm enough. Y'all didn't y'all go should have been, how can we make this totally different than Wild 'N Out? How can we make it totally different? Not just by changing the words or the name. Y'all should have had it totally different. This is going to be a very interesting case. Similarities. The host, Nick Cannon, the longtime host of Wild 'N Out, has been enlisted as the host of Bad vs. Wild and the face of the show. Zeus website specifically used the phrase Nick Cannon presents on the Bad vs. Wild landing page, language with which also appears on Paramount Plus Wild 'N Out landing page. Hmm. Child. Creative elements. The show's copies stage setup, mood, pace, tone, and even specific characters from Wild 'N Out. At various times in both shows, the nearly identical logos are displayed center stage at fuchsia, turquoise, and black in a style emulating neon lights with blue and fuchsia lights in the background. Yeah, I honestly thought that I don't know what I thought. I thought because Nick Cannon came over, I thought he might have brought, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. This is not good. The stages in both shows are often nearly identical, with two couches, one on either side of the stage, a large screen in the center of the black back wall, which displays either the show logo or the name of the game, a DJ booth to the left of the stage, and competitors seated on the benches and competing in the center of the stage. Oh my gosh. Wait, hold up. All right, so this is wilding out. But okay. Mm. Bad versus Wild lighting design is almost identical to that in the seasons 18 and 21 of Wild and Out, featuring a small fusion turquoise disc-shaped lights in the background and the blue spotlight beams. And they just had to show this one. Can y'all see this? Let me pull this up. This is wild. Look at the lighting. As in Wild and Out, the cast members of Bad versus Wild also wear clothes in blazoned with variations of Bad versus Wild logo, which is nearly indistinguishable from the Wild and Out logo. Look at that. Y'all fucked up. In short, Zeus has intentionally methodically copied nearly every individual element of Wild and Out, as well as the selection and arrangement of creative elements of Wild and Out, so as to mimic it look and feel and to trade on Viacom's brand and goodwill. I believe it. Defendant has promoted Bad versus Wild by explicitly invoking Wild and Out, including describing it on Zeus' official Instagram page as Wild and Out on steroids, but bigger, badder, and wilder, intentionally creating confusion and suggesting a non-consistent connection between the shows. And that's what I believed. I honestly believed that there was some type of connection. And that's just my opinion. When I first heard it, I was like, oh, okay, I see what they doing. But it makes sense now. Defendant again falsely invoked a connection between the two shows on its website, this time going further to imply an official collaboration, writing that Bad versus Wild is what happens when Zeus combines with Wild and Out on steroids. Why would Nick Cannon even do this? I wonder what's going to happen to his show now. As a result of defendant's deliberately false invocation of Wild and Out, defendant's promotional material have caused substantial consumer confusion. Many members of the public have speculated that the shows are affiliated or that Bad vs. Wild is a spinoff or reboot of Wild and Out. Oh, wait, hold up. It reads, if y'all can't see this. Somebody says I'm trying to understand what the show is about because um they're clearly not. I don't know, doing challenges or nothing. What do they do? Meet up to just fight? And then somebody said it's a version of Nick Cannon show Wild It Out. And then somebody says, Lumel Plummer, you should do a network versus now that's TV. And this post says, I'm still confused with the concept of the show. Somebody please help me and explain. Then somebody's commented it's like Wild and Out but more explicit, I believe. Then somebody else said that so the two shoes are oh wait. So the two show I think she meant to say shows are dark skins versus light skins and big and slim. Okay. And then it looks like she was bad about that. But yeah, that's crazy. To make matters worse, virtually every episode of Bad vs. Wild contains several instances of offensive and inappropriate contents that glorifies violence, objectifies women, and perpetrates insidious stereotypes. Zeus' clear goal is to profit off the drama and shock value, stealing Viacom's intellectual property to attract an audience, all with the result of casting Viacom in a negative light by drawing this false affiliation. A list of illustrative but not nearly exhaustive examples include the opening line for every single episode is "What up?" Oh gosh. I ain't know that. That's what they say. Close-up shots of exposed buttocks and breasts and up women's skirts. Participants vaping on stage. Participants physically threatening audience members. Participants making vulgar and threatening gestures as one another. Oh my gosh. Massive brawls, vulgar and graphic commentary by participants. Fights manufactured by the producers where they don't arise between participants naturally. Participants refer to and encourage hard drug use. Oh my gosh. Because remember when Jocelyn said that? Oh my gosh. I watched the clip, baby. Jocelyn had me rolling. One episode theme is dark skin versus light skin, which, following a public controversy, is rebranded to Ratchet versus Bougie. I didn't even know that. Doubling down on harmful and extremely offensive stereotypes about skin color. Yep. Another episode is themed Talls versus Smalls, wherein the Smalls team members are little people who are, oh Lord, infantilized and made fun of by the participants. All the foregoing content starkly contrasts with the good natured human of Wild 'N Out and risk tarnishing his reputation by association. I agree. On December 14, 2023, after learning that Zeus had created a show that was suspiciously similar to Wild 'N Out, Viacom sent a cease and desist letter. a cease, what did I say? A cease and desist letter to Zeus. The letter put Zeus on notice of one, the obvious unlawful copying of nearly every aspect of Wild 'N Out. Two, the unlawful invocation of Viacom throughout Zeus marketing of Bad versus Wild. Three, the widespread actual confusion exhibited by consumers on various social media posts caused by Zeus' deceptive, bad faith marketing and copying. Zeus continued in his unlawful, infringing activities unabated with full knowledge of the damaging effects of its copying and deception. It neither responded to Viacom's cease and desist letter nor made any substantive changes to the show to avoid further infringement. So Lemmy totally ignored them. And I know he has a legal department. He has to have one. So instead of you do things so that way you won't be sued, you just blatantly ignore them. You deserve to get sued. Defendants' actions have done immeasurable damage to Viacom's reputation and goodwill by drawing a false connection between Viacom and Zeus' shamelessly offensive and inappropriate ripoff show. Oh, Zeus interference with contractual relations. This every time I get to a part, I say Zeus. I say, "Ooh," but I really wanted to understand why they would do this and what Nick Cannon's relation with Viacom would be in the future. Very interesting. So here we go. In utilizing Nick Cannon in the role of the show host, Zeus is not only infringing upon Viacom's intellectual property, but separately, it is intentionally interfering with Viacom's contractual relationship with Mr. Cannon. Zeus has previously violated exclusive provisions with working with Viacom talent and having knowledge of industry custom and practice, was aware that Mr. Cannon is under contract with Viacom in connection with Wild 'N Out, prohibiting him from engaging in any outside services that, oh Lord, one, tarnish Cannon's image on an on-camera talent for Wild 'N Out, two, incorporate any characters or materials from Wild 'N Out, or three, use or incorporate any of the names or marks or logos of Viacom of its related companies. I tell y'all right now that because this is in Judge Subterranean's court, he is not about to play. Nick Cannon is not the only one that is also in trouble, but those other individuals who either still works for Viacom or used to work for them, that is just like what did they call it? Like you're sharing their secrets. You know, you can't do that. And that, I believe, that is in some people contracts. Like, you can't leave and go to another place and think that you're just going to copy what you used to do at that other place and then come here and do it, and it doesn't work. It does not work like that. And as you can see, you could end up in a lawsuit just like this. I would not be surprised if they um don't end up adding Cannon and those executive producers, whoever worked on Bad versus Wild, into this lawsuit. I would not be surprised. Zeus enlists Mr. Cannon as a host of a show that maliciously infringes upon the intellectual property of Wild 'N Out, incorporates numerous characters and other materials from Wild 'N Out, is unquestionably similar to Wild 'N Out. Copies of trademark name and logo of Wild 'N Out, which is owned by Viacom, and has tainted Mr. Cannon's image on camera talent for Wild 'N Out. In doing so, Zeus has caused Mr. Cannon to violate his written agreement related to Wild 'N Out and has therefore interfered with Viacom's contractual rights and relations. The damage caused by Zeus' interference with Mr. Cannon's contract is magnified by the wave of negative publicity that emanated from Zeus' unoriginal content and colorist and sizes stereotyping. Copyright infringement. All right. So I kind of went over everything so y'all will kind of get it. So copyright infringement, obviously, because y'all know they have registered every episode, the Wild 'N Out logo, everything. So they have the right, the interest, the title, the copyrights of every single creative element that they have put out. The creative elements, the formats, the expressions, the language, all of that. They have that registered. So that's copyright infringement. They going down. Trademark infringement. Jesus. They use, let me see, has intimately intended to use the WNO trademarks or words or symbols that are confusingly similar to the trademarks. Boy, 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 boy. Trade dress infringement. Let me see what that is. The overall look and feel of Wild 'N Out, including its stage setup, format, and visual appearance, constitutes protectable trade dress. Okay, so the way that they set up the stage, how they, the games, the teams, all of that will be considered under trade dress infringement. Whew. Unfair competition. Viacom owns valuable registered trademark rights in the WNO trademarks, which, by virtue of their use by Viacom in connection with the promotion and sale of goods and services, have gained widespread consumer recognition and have developed valuable goodwill. So this pretty much means that because Bad versus Wild or Zeus Network have somehow made a connection with Wild 'N Out, it has pretty much tarnished Viacom's or Wild 'N Out's name, if that makes sense. Um, what else? They talk about the affiliation connection. Okay, we said that. The sponsorship, endorsement, or approval of Zeus Bad versus Wild and any goods which Zeus currently sells, intends to sell in future in each case. So if they have any any what you call that, merch, for instance, somebody be like, oh, that's part of Wild 'N Out, but this is the Bad versus Wild. Oh, let me go purchase that. You know what I'm saying? So they think that they helping Wild 'N Out when in fact they're helping a whole different entity. Oh man. Dilution under section 43 of the Lanham Act. The WNO trademarks have enjoyed such distinction and fame since long before Zeus commenced unauthorized use of the WNO trademarks. Trademarks have been used for many years to achieve a high degree of recognition among the general public and are properly registered. Upon information and belief, Zeus has used or intends to use the WNO trademarks in interstate commerce in connection with the advertising and promotion of Bad versus Wild, as well as in connection with goods and services, which Zeus intends to sell or offer in the future. Whew. Yeah. Oh, Zeus Association of WNO trademarks with content that is offensive or of lower quality is likely to harm the reputation of Viacom WNO trademarks. That's why you don't want to be affiliated. See, they're not affiliated in no way. But as us on the outside, not knowing the extent of everything, because like I said before, I thought they were somehow connected. And I would not want to be connected to Zeus network in any type of way. Look at Goals. Everybody ends up suing Zeus because they have a bad reputation. Goals plastic surgery, whether they are good or not, they did not want to, because they was Goldie or Roly Poly. She made some crazy remarks about Goals, and that's how they ended up at arbitration. Now she owes 2.3 million to them, but they didn't want to be put in that false light. They know the type of reputation that this company, that Zeus Network, has. Everybody tries to disassociate themselves from them. That's why they're trying so hard. Even Jonathan Majors, even though this movie that he's doing with Zeus Network, I really do want to see it and I really do want to support him, but I would not have went to Zeus Network. I know that it sucks. I wish Marvel would pick him back up, but I I see what Lemmy is doing, but it's just like, dude, we have already associated Zeus with negativity. And now you're trying to do your best to kind of add more to it to put it in a more positive light. It's in my opinion, it's too late. Common law trademark infringement, trademark infringement. Sixth claim. Zeus conduct as alleged above constitutes infringement and misappropriation of the WNO trademarks in violation of Viacom's right under common law and inequity. Zeus' actions were deliberate, willful, and in conscious disregard of Viacom's rights. They will cause Viacom to suffer injury as long as they have this type of association. Because I don't even think he's taking them down. I don't even have Zeus, so I don't care. But I don't even think he's taking those shows down. And if not, because somebody already screenshotted and put them in the complaint. Common law and fair competition. By using the WNO trademarks of commerce without authorization by Viacom, Zeus is knowingly and willfully causing actual consumer confusion by creating a false and misleading impression that Zeus and Bad vs. Wild are related to, affiliated with, in connection with Viacom. Trademark delusion in violation of the New York General Business Law. The WNO trademarks are famous and distinctive in the state of New York, and Viacom has built up a valuable goodwill in the in I yep in the in WNO trademarks. I've never heard anything bad about Viacom or any of their businesses that they have. Wildin' Out, no other show, no other show. They have enjoyed widespread publicity and recognition in the state of New York, in the United States, and worldwide since long before Zeus ever came into the picture. Hmm. Zeus has used or attempt to use the WNO trademarks in commerce in connection with the advertising, marketing, and promotion of Bad versus Wild. And it's the fact that he's still doing it. All right, this is pretty much the same thing. So, all in all, what we know is that Viacom has rights to every single thing down to how the stage is set up, everything. Zeus has copied everything, or I don't want to say copy, but there are a lot of similarities from the logo to the stage setup to what they wear to the black squad, the white squad, as far as the teams go. um Even down to having Nick Cannon host it, and also having people who either used to work for Viacom or still does in relations to Wildin' Out to come over to your side to brainstorm, but not really brainstorm, to pretty much do exactly what they were doing on Wildin' Out. This is going to be a very, very interesting case. Um, Viacom is asking for a permanent injunctive relief prohibiting Zeus from producing, promoting, distributing, or airing any existing or future episodes of Bad vs. Wild or any other program that infringes plaintiffs' intellectual property rights. They want them to take it down and never air it again. There will be no season 2. They are also asking for an award of Viacom's actual damages and Zeus profits attributable to the infringement or statutory damages provided by Title 17 and 15 of the United States Code. They're asking for treble damages for willful infringement, for an accounting of all profits, income, receipts, or other benefits derived from the defendant as a result of the unlawful conduct. So they want to see their books. How much did y'all make from this? So they could determine how much they get, how much money they will get off of Zeus for using their stuff. They're asking for a cost, reasonable attorney fees, pre and post judgment interest, and whatever relief the court deems just proper. And they are all asking for a demand for a jury trial. So if this decides to go to trial, and which I don't think it is, it's going to be a very interesting case. As per the docket, I believe Lemmy has received a copy of this lawsuit, and what they're going to do, I have no idea. Um, I I need to see who Lemmy's legal team is, because this, as a business owner, one thing you don't want to do is get into lawsuits. Like, you have a couple of lawsuits that are either still active or they are in the process of being settled or whatever the case may be. But you clearly stole somebody else's idea. You stole their people, you stole their host, and Nick Cannon should have known better. I don't know if this was a plot like, okay, I'm gonna steal y'all from Viacom. So Nick Cannon, you put yourself in jeopardy. And I want to see if you're even going to, like, what are they going to do at this point? Are they going to continue to use Nick Cannon as a host? This is wild. No pun intended, but this is wild. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, you all be blessed and I'm out. Bye.